Welcome to the Divine Living Talk Show. I'm your host, Gina DeVee, and this is your weekly lifestyle segment where creating a beautiful life becomes the priority and you become even more fabulous. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome to date night. I am here to show you the most delicious pasta your man has ever tasted, and you have too. It's super simple, it's really fast, and it's gonna help you make date night not that like once every blue moon kind of thing, but even an average Wednesday night. Or, to be honest, I even make this for myself when my man's out of town. It's that good. So let's get rolling here. We're gonna be making a pea and prosciutto pasta with a cream sauce. So I hope you got your workout in today. I'm telling you, this is more than worth it. Just you wait. So, gotta indulge a little bit sometimes. So we're gonna start by turning the pan on, and I've got a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil as well. And I've got one onion chopped, just small dice is all you need. And you're gonna let that start to saute and just get translucent. I've got my water boiling because this is part of what makes this oh so speedy. You're gonna see how fast this is gonna come together. Then we'll pop the pasta in and date night is gonna get started soon. So once we've got the onions in, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and some fresh ground pepper. And because I like it a little bit spicy, I'm gonna do red chili flakes, but that is totally up to you if you wanna do the same. And then you just let these get translucent. I'm gonna wait till the onions cook down a little bit before I add my garlic, because I don't want my garlic to burn. That can happen if the heat's too high. So the onions are going, I'm gonna add the garlic. It's about 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic. I'm kind of a garlic fan, but you don't have to use that much if you don't like it, or more if you do. And we're gonna let that saute and get translucent. So next we're gonna prepare the prosciutto. So this is Parma prosciutto, which is the best kind of prosciutto that you can get. And it is paper thin, which can make it a little bit intimidating. So I'm gonna lay all of this beautiful meat on the cutting board. And basically what we want are just little strips. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just, with a really sharp knife, go down the middle. And then I'm gonna do it the opposite way and cut really fine, just little strips. So this is not a perfect art by any stretch, but you'll see that they'll all come together in beautiful, delicious little pieces that you want them maybe about 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 an inch in width. But you'll see once you get them in the pan, they'll all separate nicely. Okay, so now the onions are translucent, the garlic is sauteed as well, and you're just gonna add the prosciutto in somewhat gently, and then you're gonna kind of separate it and stir it around. And the onions and the butter and the olive oil plus the fat on the prosciutto will kind of help it separate also. And this gives the base of your sauce such a beautiful flavor. And literally just kind of gently move it around. You want the prosciutto to get almost, it's not gonna be quite crispy, but you want it to kind of cook a little bit. It doesn't really have to cook because it's already cooked. You can eat it raw, but it tastes a little more delicious when it's got almost a little bit of a crisp. So you know, we spend so much of our lives working because we're fortunate enough to be super lit up about our careers and we love what we're doing. And something that I just know that's important for me and Glenn is that we take time for each other and we take time to celebrate each other. I know oftentimes when we go out to dinner, they'll be like, what are you celebrating? We're like, life. Because it's just really important to us to not wait for an anniversary or some sort of special occasion, because I think every day with Glenn is a special occasion, most days. Anyways, so he's so supportive of me and what I do here at Divine Living and cares so much about the women in the community. It's just important for me to sometimes just focus on him. And if you have a beloved, whether it's your romantic partner or a great friend or a family member, relationships are everything in this modern day age. And sometimes we forget that. So just making the people in our lives realize how important they are to us and how special they are. It's part of what being a queen is. It's part of what's being feminine, to get what really matters in life and what's really important. And for me and Glenn, that's each other and some really yummy food and some quality time for each other. But I gotta tell you, for anyone single out there, men are such simple creatures. Like, all you have to do to make these guys happy, tell them they make a difference in your life, feed them great food. I think you know the third element. I mean, it's like that. It's like 1, 2, 3. They are so simple. And they are, I don't know, I love men. I love my man. So that's why I want to make sure that tonight's dinner is super special. So you can start to see now how the prosciutto is separating into these fine little pieces. And we're gonna leave it on a little bit longer so that they crisp up just a little bit. So it'll be a nice little bit of a crunch in the pasta. Awesome, so it looks like our prosciutto is just about crispy. The onions aren't burnt or anything. They're still that beautiful translucent style. So now, the cream, darling, the cream. So you wanna make sure that your burner's not on too high because you don't want the cream to curdle. And you want to have your cream set out a little bit so that it's at room temperature, because if it goes from too cold to too hot, it can curdle. But this will be fine. And all you do is pour 1 pint of cream into the mixture to be the base of your sauce. And I'll have all of the details for this recipe below, so you'll have exact cooking instructions. So while the cream starts to thicken, I'm gonna add my fresh pasta. Now normally, I would get 2 of the same types of pasta, but this is what happens when you send your man to pick out spinach and fresh egg pasta. You get some part fettuccine, some part linguine, so we're gonna roll with it today, especially since he's gonna love this. But I always use fresh pasta. A, it tastes better, and B, it cooks faster. So before I dump it into the salted water that I've got boiling, so you just want to handle it gently but separate it a little bit so that it doesn't clump up in the water. And the other thing you can do to give it a little bit of love is drizzle a little bit of olive oil in the water so that the noodles don't stick together. And then just gently drop in your fresh egg and fresh spinach pasta. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of a toss just so the noodles can loosen. And these take barely minutes to finish. So while that's finishing cooking, we're gonna come back over to our cream sauce. I'm gonna turn up the heat on this a little bit so that the cream thickens. You can see right now it still has like that milky sort of consistency, and we want it to be like a proper cream sauce. Not too thick, but enough so that it coats the back of a spoon. All right, so you can see how quick and easy the cream has thickened up beautifully. Our pasta is gonna be done. Now, I take the Lazy Girls version out. You can strain the pasta if you feel more comfortable. I actually just take it right from the pot and put it into the sauce. Plus, I like a little bit of the starchiness from the pasta water in my sauce anyways. It adds a little bit of texture there. And then you mix it all together and add the peas. At the very end, that just make it beautiful. And that is it. Time to plate up date night. I like to do a few kind of pasta twirls right in the middle. And then I add, no, it doesn't need it. Yes, it tastes delicious. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. I do a little bit of lemon zest. And then a couple of chili flakes right on the top. Now it's time for quality control. Oh my goodness. Looks so delish. Ah, he's gonna love it and you are too. I'm telling you, the lemon zest on the top with a little bit of chili flake is the game changer. The prosciutto and the peas, nothing wrong with them either. Buon appetito. Okay, after an amazing meal like that, we are plenty full, which is why I planned a very simple and light dessert, because you have to have a little something sweet. So I have lemon sorbet, and I'm just gonna dress it up with a few fresh raspberries to keep it nice and light and bright. And I love mint leaves. Not only do they look pretty, but they're really tasty. And you can just kind of dress up your pre-made dessert this way. And clearly, date night has been a success. So if you know a girlfriend who needs to have an epic date night herself, please forward this episode. Make sure that she sees what an amazing pasta she can make so quickly with a super simple and delicious dessert. And please do remember, take time for the people who matter the most in your lives. Your work will always be waiting there for you. You will never regret spending time with those you love.